Dr. Tottenham will see you now. Here are your daily Tottenham news headlines. Hello, welcome back to the channel. My name's Craig and here are your daily Tottenham news headlines where I'll be going through all the latest news, rumours and reports. If you're watching on YouTube and are not already as yet subscribed to the channel, please consider doing so, like, share and comment below. And if you're listening on an audio platform, please do hit that follow button and leave a review if you can. And if you do have a spare moment, please do vote for us at the Football Content Awards. All of the details are below. Okay, let's get into it. Dr. Tottenham saw Wolves on Saturday. He only whipped away most of their medicine at the last moment, Football.London reports. Death, taxes and Tottenham generously ending a visiting team's winless streak are among the only certainties in life if you're a manager in the Spurs dugout, regardless of whether it's the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, Wembley or White Hart Lane. There will have been an instance or two or three or more when your lily white side lost a match on paper they should never have happened against a team in dire straits. Spurs are a footballing paradox in European competition. They have not lost in 21 home matches, but winning 17 of those. Yet in the Premier League, Tottenham have triumphed in just 3 of their past 17 matches in their own backyard. It's a draw, but it felt like a loss, to be honest. I think we played really good first half. When we suffered the goal, we started to drop a lot, in my opinion, Frank said in his club interview. I think we didn't have the patience in the right moments when we needed to find a good way to score, and we needed to be much more calm in these moments because it will be key for us. I think if we scored probably in the first half, the whole game probably would be much different. But yeah, it's the result for me and feels like a loss. As I said before that, it's a game mandatory to win, especially in our home. The Standard report Thomas Frank admitted Xavi Simons' spell at number 10 didn't really work after a quiet performance against Wolves. It was a poor night for Tottenham, who needed a stoppage time equaliser from Palhinha just to earn a 1-1 draw against the side that sit bottom of the Premier League table. Simons started on the left wing and had very little impact in the first half before moving into a central position on the hour mark as Spurs pushed for a leveller. The summer signing remained largely ineffective there, though, when Frank had ultimately bought him off for Pat Matasar despite Spurs needing to find a goal. He said, I think Xavi, he had some good actions, also carrying the ball forward, and if they had to foul him 3-4 times, but there was a lot of situations where he was not as sharp. I think that's fair to say. I think he would say the same himself. But I also think it's natural, you're coming into a new team, a new league. To find that rhythm quick is difficult. Okay, well, here's my thoughts on those stories today. To be honest, only one story, isn't there? And that's to talk about the game on Saturday. I was reading through a lot of stuff and looking for news, but I thought this video, let's just make it about yesterday's game, to be honest. It wasn't pretty, was it? It really wasn't pretty. How many times have we been here? The most frustrating thing for me is, and I'm sure you're all thinking it too, how many times have we been here? How many times have we seen this movie where Spurs have got the opportunity to capitalise on others' mistakes and drop points, like the Liverpools, the Chelseas, for example? How many times have we been here where we've got that chance and we don't take it? The door's open and we don't walk through. And that's from a succession of managers. It's Pochettino, it's Mourinho, it's Conte. It's like endemic in the club. And it really, really annoyed me yesterday. I would say yesterday's game was one of the top 3 worst performances I've seen, or should I say most frustrating performances I've seen, certainly in recent times at Tottenham that I can remember, because we had that chance. That door was open. We were playing Wolves, a team with 0 points, sit bottom of the league, and yet before we know it, we find ourselves 1-0 down. We don't capitalise on our chances. We look bereft of ideas sometimes, mistakes, passing going astray. And then when we do go 1-0 down, it's like the sheer panic on the players' faces. And Thomas Frank was telling them, calm down, but they didn't listen to him. They did not listen to him. Having shots from 30 yards out, which are never going to trouble John Stone in goal. Wolves would have loved that. And, you know, they changed their formation for the second half and they went 1-0 up, as I say, and we just did not capitalise on that chance. And it was a big chance, and yeah, it's early in the season, but look, time of recording, we sit third, we're 4 points behind Liverpool. We could have been two. We could have been two, and this is what the bigger clubs do. When people slip up, they jump on it. We've still got to go to Anfield. We've still got to go to Stamford Bridge and a whole host of very, very difficult places. And it's games like this we need to capitalise on. It's all very well us all sitting there saying, that's okay, Liverpool lost and Chelsea lost. That's when we need to make our mark and get the 3 points, because we've still got to go to these tough games. And we've done historically not very well at these places over the years. So what I'm saying is we should have been winning that game yesterday. We all know that. We should have been winning that game yesterday. As I say, incredibly frustrating. I don't really know what else to say. Let's go through the players. Vicario, his rush passing sometimes worries me. He never looks 100% confident on the ball. He's got better, definitely. But there were some passes yesterday that weren't very good, just kicks that went out of play. For the goal, to be honest, I thought he could have done a lot better. Pushed it away, not very well. I personally thought he could have caught that and should be catching that. But that's just me. Have a look at it, see what you think. But I think Vicario catches that and the danger's snuffed out. The back four as a whole weren't too bad, but again, Thomas Frank had to change it up a bit. Jed Spence was pretty much ineffective going forward. Destiny Udogie obviously came on a bit later, and Pedro Porro, but nothing really quite worked. The way you're looking at it, I don't think Porro did as much. Obviously brought Porro in to deliver some crosses there, but Jed Spence much more effective as a left back than a right back, oddly, again for me. Midfield again didn't work. I didn't actually like that starting midfield three of Bergvall, Bentancur and Paulinho. I'm not sure why we're playing that against a Wolves side that have not yet to get a point, but I'm not the manager. But I prefer, I thought he would have gone with Javi Simmons in a 10 after praising him in the week and his performances in that role. But Javi Simmons was, of course, stuck out on the left, and he was largely ineffective. He did have some moments, but nothing much at all. Richarlison fed on scraps mainly. What he did do, it was okay, but he didn't set the world alight. Kudus did try, probably our most creative player on the day. You could see what he was trying to do, but nothing quite worked. The crosses coming into the box as a whole from the team, I didn't think were very good at all. They were just put into the box, and you could argue that the ball was in the right place and the striker should be finding that space, and there were certainly elements of that for me, but overall the crosses were pretty poor, not making it past the front man. And ultimately the best ball into the box in the second half was from Matisse Tell, straight into Pat Matasar, and then Paulinho slips it home to get us the draw. Would you say deserved draw? Probably on balance, but only just for me. But look, ultimately, we should be winning that game. And I would hope that Thomas Frank has learnt a lot from yesterday. We do keep saying this when we have a bad result. Oh, what's Frank? Frank will have learned a lot from that. But what has he learned? What will he have learned from that? Get down in the comments. Let me know what you think Thomas Frank would have learned from that game against Wolverhampton Wanderers. And I'm going to say it again, it's a game we should be winning. And I'll come back to it. How many times have we been here before where we don't jump on that? It's just so frustrating. I honestly thought that we would go out there and blow Wolves away. I honestly thought it would be 3 or 4-0. I really did. I should have learned by now, shouldn't I? I've been a Tottenham fan long enough. I should have learned that rarely happens at Tottenham. The game itself obviously wasn't very good. We know that, but it's sandwiched now in between. We're playing a game every 3 to 4 days. These games are coming thick and fast now. Obviously, we go to Bodo Glimt next, and then it's back to Premier League action next weekend. So, yeah, we've got quick. We can put things right fairly quickly, but it's just frustrating we didn't jump on that. We could have been up there. We could have been, well, we're still up there, but you know what I mean? We could have been second. We had the chance to go second. And yes, it means absolutely nothing at the end of September. I'll get that. But you're putting the pressure on. You're up there. You've got points on the board. And if we want to get Champions League football next season, we should be doing it. And here's one for you. If we'd beaten, I know it's ifs and all that, and it don't matter, but if we'd beaten Bournemouth and Wolves, we'd have been top. We would have been top. Our record at home is dreadful in the league. It is absolutely woeful. Now, is that endemic in the club? Is that, I don't know what that is. But when you look at our record, I read it out earlier, it's pretty poor. We should be winning our home games. We shouldn't be losing at home in the league. It needs to become our fortress, this place, like White Hart Lane was in the last season. If we could play like that at our home stadium and not how we have been playing, we'd be right up there, as I say. But definite lessons to be learned from yesterday, 100%. But get down in the comments, let me know what your thoughts are as a Tottenham fan right now and how you saw that game went, because for me there were so many under par performances across the team, across the squad. Very few players come out of that yesterday with a glowing report. Fair play to Paulinho. Who'd have thought that without his goals, where would we be? It's unbelievable, really. For me, though, personally, I still think there's a glaring hole at that left wing slot. I still think we need a dynamic left winger. Nobody's taken that place yet. Nothing that happened yesterday made me think otherwise. I personally want another number 9 as well. Somebody who can run the channels and get into those positions. I still don't think Richarlison's that man. He didn't have much service yesterday. Good service, admittedly. There was a header in the second half that just went over from him. But ultimately, I still think we need, dare I say, a Harry Kane type player, and those are few and far between, as we know. So, yeah, very frustrated yesterday. But get down in the comments, let me know what your thoughts are or were on that game yesterday. And as always, come on, you Spurs.